Now give me the beat.
What's up, you guys? SimWolfHero here today, and we're back with another video again on the channel. Yes, I know, long time as always. Let's just get straight into the video. Today I'm here with another speed build for you guys. Today's speed build was kind of inspired by a couple things that I found on Pinterest. Looking into my Pinterest, as I can pull it up now, I have a board on Pinterest that is specifically for future home design, kind of in that future home and decor is what I call it. A lot of it is like modern stuff. Obviously, if you guys been on the channel for a while, you know that modern builds are kind of what I love doing. There's some contemporary stuff. There's some small houses. There's a lot of lofts, a lot of dark colors. I love dark colors in general, if you guys wouldn't have already known, and of course just a lot of woods and stuff like that. Some of these builds that I have done on the past on the channel have actually been inspired by a lot of pictures that I can find on Pinterest and of course on Google and stuff like that. Pinterest especially, just because Pinterest has a lot of these design aspects. Actually, I believe it was the last video that I did on the channel, which was definitely inspired by actual design layouts that I found on Pinterest. But this one in particular, this one also was inspired as well from Pinterest, specifically the outside section. As you can see right now, we are actually working on the outdoor section right now, specifically the pool area. But the main picture that I was inspired, and hopefully I can get it up. Hopefully my editing skills have gotten better to the point where I can actually add that in. If not, then oh well. But anyways, it was inspired by a picture, basically an outdoor patio that had an outdoor staircase that led down to a lower level, which that's kind of what you're seeing there right by the pool. There's the staircase that leads into a lower level of the house. So this is a 2-level house with, of course, a basement area as well. There is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. And I don't know, I just really love it. I really do. 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, 2 kitchens, in fact, and 2 living rooms. There's 2 of everything. The main house has the kitchen and the bathroom and the bedroom, whereas the lower section of the house, the basement level, actually has all of it. The basement level has a kitchen, living room, bathroom, and a bedroom. So the way that I would imagine this house is basically maybe like a 2-person or maybe like a 3-person home, or maybe even kind of like a duplex situation where you have one family living upstairs and one family living downstairs. But the way that I would have imagined this would have been having like a 3-person family move into this house, and then having the child grow up, and then the child wants his independency from his parents, and he decides to take the downstairs level and make that his own. Kind of interesting. I really like how that sounds, to be honest, and maybe that's just because I grew up really independent, so that just sounds amazing to me. But yeah, this is kind of the product of all the work that I put into this. It's really fun looking house too. Lots of windows, a lot of windows at the moment. I do delete a few of them just because placing that many windows just kind of all over the place just didn't feel right. It's obviously with modern homes there isn't too much privacy because they are modern homes, and you obviously want to show them off. And usually when you show them off, though, they are in more of they're in more secluded neighborhoods, so it doesn't really matter if anyone's peering in because there's not many that people around in those kind of secluded homes. But in this sort of case, this is I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the Comfy Cubby lot, which is, I believe, in, oh man, no, it's not Windenburg, it's the, oh shoot, I'm gonna really get upset with myself if I can't remember the name of the actual location. There's a lot of worlds in Sims 4. Come on, what is the name of it? God, I'm trying to remember, but I honestly cannot remember for the life of me. No, it's not San Myshuno. No, it's not San Myshuno. Willow Creek. No, it wasn't Willow Creek. It was New something. New Crest. This is man, that took me way too long. This is a New Crest. Yeah, gosh. I believe this is a 30 by 20 lot that we use. Originally, I had placed this on a 30 by 50 lot, I believe. Now, I can't remember the exact dimensions of the original lot, but it was too big. And a lot of the house basically had like a huge section out the back for like a backyard. But I didn't really want that for this type of house. I wanted it to be more secluded for itself. I didn't want this huge area out the back because, for one, I didn't know what to do with it. Two, it just didn't kind of fit the vibe of the house in general. But anyways, this is the part where we kind of finish up the actual layout out of the house and actually start to decorate it a bit. For the most part, we jump around a little bit here in the beginning. Most of it is just the outdoor areas, kind of like the patios and stuff like that. And then we shortly get into the inside. We start from the first level, go up to the second level, and then the downstairs is going to be our last portion. But anyways, that is the build for today. I don't remember actually off the top of my head what I called this. I believe this is the modern container home. Yes, that's actually one of the other things that inspired this. Just looking at container homes. For those of you who do not know, which is probably not a lot of you if you guys come here for sim stuff, container home is basically just a industrial sized container that has been remodernized or reimagined, I suppose is the right word, to be just a home. A lot of people do this. Apparently it's done a lot more in the Midwest, apparently, which is interesting because I live in the Midwest and I haven't really come across that many, but apparently it's really popular. Also, it's popular out west, like in California areas, which that makes a little bit more sense. But yeah, this is an interesting kind of thing. I wanted to do an industrial kind of, I'm sorry, not industrial. I wanted to do this kind of container home for a while, just because the shape of a container home is basically just a huge long rectangle, so there's really not much you can do with it. You can obviously stack them, which is what I did in here, but the way that I did it a little bit differently is obviously by adding the pool off to the sides with the patios, and of course adding the lower level to the house as well, the basement level. And again, just the basement level in general, going down towards the basement level, that's just in general my favorite part of this whole entire build. It's just that it's just separated. In an ideal world, if we had it to where you can actually do separate homes on the same lots and actually work properly, then I would love that. I know that there's ways that you can kind of go around it with setting door locks and stuff in The Sims 4, but I just find that too much work, and I don't know, I just didn't want to. But anyways, yeah, this is coming along good so far. Obviously, you guys saw me start the kitchen and stuff. Just kind of placing doors around the places, kind of where I want them to be for the most part. I did have a little bit of trouble with the basement level, just because the basement has kind of a weird layout to it almost. I did make it work, however, so I'm very happy that I did. And yeah, that's about it, to be honest. Just kind of looking at through my YouTube page at the moment while we're kind of decorating here. Last video was uploaded 7 months ago. that is a little bit longer of a time frame than the last video before that. So last video, modern gold kitchen, which was a Sims 4 room speed build, which I absolutely love making that one. That was 7 months ago. We're in August as of the time of me recording this audio, and that would have placed this in January, I believe. So and before that, the last video before that was actually the modern Oasis build, but that one was done on August 9th of the year before that. So August 9th in 2017 was modern Oasis, which was the last speed build. So from August, so September, October, November, December, January, so that's 5 months, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so there was a 5-month time period between the last room and the last house, which I know that is a very long time. I don't really have too much of an explanation other than I work a lot. I have a lot of other responsibilities, unfortunately, which doesn't give me much time to play the game. In fact, as of right now, I just I finished this house about probably about a week ago or so ago, but I didn't get around to recording the audio until now, just because, again, very much been occupied with work and stuff of that nature. So unfortunately, that's been kind of put on the back burner, but I'm hopeful to get more stuff out for you guys as often as I possibly can. But there's a little bit more to that. I'm not gonna really discuss it too much now. Let's just say I'm working on some stuff basically I'm just kind of working on myself right now. That's the main thing that I want to get across, that I'm working on myself right now. And we'll leave it at that. But I do have another house right now that is in the starting stages. I mentioned this before, but I do have an old laptop that I'm working on. I've had this laptop since 2009, I believe. Yeah, I got this. It would be 2010. I've had this laptop. I've had this laptop since my sophomore year in high school. So I've had this laptop for about 8 years. Still runs. I can still play The Sims for a little bit of a slower pace, and that's kind of why. That's another reason why it takes me a little bit longer, just because the editing on this doesn't take. The editing for these videos don't take too long, just because usually I can just speed them up and do the voiceover later on, and then add that back into the mix later, which that stuff's easy. It's the actual recording process, because with the recording process there's a lot of saves that I have to do, because I'm afraid that my computer's just gonna die on me at any second, and then I'll lose the save and have to start over. And that has happened on more than one occasions with these videos, to where I've had to start over. I believe I probably would have mentioned this in some other videos that I've done before, but that's one thing. And then yeah, so either way, as I was saying, that there is another house on the way. I have been working on another house. The other house is more almost kind of like a Mediterranean style, similar to this home, only it's not a container home, but it's very much in the same vein. Still a little bit of an inspiration with that whole outdoor section, but I won't give you guys too many details on that, because I'm still working on that one, and hopefully that one will come up later on as well. However, there are obviously other games that I like to play other than The Sims 4, as you have already seen on the channel. A few of you have seen on the channel anyways. Fallout 4 is one of my big games that I love to play. I'm really diving back into a lot of the console games. So right now on my PlayStation 4, Currently playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't know if anyone's really interested in that, but if you guys are interested in maybe some Grand Theft Auto 5 gameplay, let me know, because I've got a couple ideas for that. Obviously Fallout 4, I want to continue on with the series. I haven't really touched Fallout 4 since the last video, but I want to get back into that, especially because of the announcement of Fallout 76 that should be coming out. I believe the announcement said that was supposed to be coming out later this year. So that's up there. WWE 2K, the 2K series. 2K19 has also been announced, and that's supposed to be coming out later on in October, if I'm not mistaken. September or October, one or the other. NBA 2K, I actually got into a sports game for a little while. The main reason why I got into that was because at the time I wanted to get a different game, but it wasn't out, and I wanted something to do with sports just because at that time I was watching a lot of basketball. I actually started watching basketball a lot more regularly and consuming a lot of basketball content. So that's one of the other things that I've been playing, NBA 2K18. And then Guacamelee, that's another game that I've been playing. Guacamelee 2 got announced, so that'll be a good game. And then if I look on the Nintendo Switch, let me see if I can do the sound. Love that sound. Hopefully you guys were able to hear it. On the Nintendo Switch, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I might actually think about doing a lot more Nintendo stuff, just because one, I have the ability to, I believe. I'll have to check with the game capture device that I have if that's going to be possible. But being as so kind of a little bit behind the scenes, at least worth my mind thinking, with the whole YouTube thing that happened earlier on this year, where a lot of the smaller channels like us got demonetized or got basically we got the little money that we made off of our channels taken away, which is, it's a little hard to express. It is sort of sad, just because that was one of the motivations for a lot of people to continue making content, because you think, oh wow, I'm actually putting something out there that people seem to love, and I'm getting recognition of that because of the payment, which isn't primarily the main aspect that I think about, but it is something that always helps. And to be honest, guys, the amount that some of us YouTubers were making isn't as much as you really think they are. If any of you guys are involved in the YouTube community whatsoever, if you guys make content at all, you obviously know. But I mean, I was getting anywhere from maybe 10 cents to, I think the most I ever got from a month was about maybe $1. We weren't making much, pretty much at all. And like I said, that wasn't the main thing of making video content. We just like making video content just to enjoy. Sometimes we take breaks just because sometimes mentally it can get frustrating. Other times life happens, life finds a way, and I don't know. But going back to what I was saying about the Nintendo Switch is, since I have one, and since the Nintendo thing, the main reason why I haven't brought Nintendo stuff onto the channel is, one, because of Nintendo always seeming not to care as much about content creators. I don't know how big that is nowadays. I'll look into it, but Nintendo stuff is actually something that I have wanted to bring on the channel for a long time. On the Nintendo Switch right now, I have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in N++. N++ is a little indie game that I really enjoy. It's a platformer, but it's in the vein of Super Meat Boy, kind of. If you guys have ever played anything like that, that's kind of one of the things that I've been playing a lot. Stardew Valley on the Switch. Oh my god, Stardew Valley on the Switch has always been a big one. Minecraft on the Nintendo Switch, which again, haven't touched Minecraft in years, and that was my in again. Binding of Isaac, also have it on the laptop. I might actually just play it on a laptop. Super Mario Odyssey, great game. Absolutely loved it. May want to replay that on higher difficulty if there's one available. And obviously Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I haven't finished that game, and that's one of the games that I want to finish as well. Then of course there is the announcement of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I've been following that like crazy, and I can't wait until December when I get my hands on that game, because oh my gosh, there'll be, I'm not promising anything right now, but I'm hoping to put out some content regarding Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, just because I've been playing Smash since I was a kid. I didn't play the original 64 game when it came out, because I believe when did the original Super Smash came out? Let me see if I can find the info for it. Let's see here. '99. Super Smash Bros. The original came out in 1999 for the Nintendo 64. I was barely, I was barely 5 when that came out, so I didn't have a concept of games at that point yet. Actually, my first game console was my PlayStation 1, which I actually still have. Still got the original Spyro games and some of the other stuff. I don't know if there's any way that I could play those again and like stream or something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna look into that. But like I said, Super Smash was one of the original games that I played as a kid. Later on, once I did get a Nintendo 64. Or when I had friends and family who had the Nintendo 64, I should say. I didn't have one personally. And then obviously Melee and Brawl. And then I played a little bit of 4. I didn't play too much just because I didn't have a Nintendo Wii U. I did have a Wii, but I never had a Wii U. I skipped that generation for obvious reasons. And with this announcement, I can't wait. So I will get that game, and there may or may not be some content involved with it. Who knows? We will see. Either way, backtracking a bit, finishing up on some other video games. Obviously, more Sims 4 content. That's not going to stop. There's Banished. I want to get to Banished. Dream Daddy, we need to finish Dream Daddy, because that one's another game that we still need to finish. Spelunky might be a good one. Stonehearth, Stardew Valley, and Monster Prom. So we'll get to that. Anyways, guys, this is the end of the video. I know that it's a little bit more rambling than normal, but I just kind of wanted to get some of my thoughts out of the way. Either way, this house is now up onto the gallery as of right now. You can always search on the gallery for my hashtag SimWolfHero. You can always search for it using my user ID, which is BOTEOJ21. As always, all that information is down in the doobly-doo below, so if you want to check that out, you definitely can. Thank you guys so much for being with me and watching the stuff that I put out when I do, and hopefully I'll be able to get some more stuff done. I'm making a little bit more money nowadays, so hopefully I can put more stuff out. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.